Pretty much every funder understands that running a business is like a balancing act. So you can see in the image, you're balancing the resources of people with the winds of change and the global economy and the sales and marketing, and it's a balancing act. So they understand that. Therefore, they also realize there's an element of risk or risks associated with every business. Now, it will surprise you that when you talk to new entrepreneurs in particular, you ask them, oh, so what are the risks associated with your business? And they go, oh, there's no risk. Please never tell a funder that there's no risks associated with your business. There are always risks. What you should be thinking about is how to minimize those risks. Okay, so do not tell them that, do not make the statement that says there are no risks associated with your business, because there are. It just shows that you're a novice if you say that. If you say there are no risks, then you cannot be a serious business person, because there are always risks. What are the type of risks we're talking about? Sometimes having a single client is an absolute huge risk. What happens if your supplier defaults? What are you going to do? How are you still going to meet your orders if you're ordering from one particular manufacturer? So if you're in the manufacturing business, what happens if the platform you're on goes down? What are you going to do? If everything is on Facebook, what happens if Facebook shuts you down because you did something illegal in their eyes? What's going to happen to your business? What's going to happen if sales suddenly drop and your expenses go up because of a government policy that you could not account for in the beginning of your business? What happens if your business is subject to weather conditions, like you are supplying fruits and there's a bad weather in the region where you get your fruits? What's going to happen to your business that way? Do you have any means of mitigating against those kind of circumstances? What happens if your margins are squeezed because a competitor comes on the market? I was watching something last night, and it was talking about Innocence, the smoothie based company in the UK, and I think 2008 they lost a lot of money because a major competitor came on and took quite a huge chunk of their business. What did they do? They had to seek Coca-Cola, who then give them the funding, the 30 million or something, to continue running their business with. So if something like that happens to your business, what are you going to do? Remember that the beginning of any business is the most crucial part. What's going to happen if your margins are squeezed? What's going to happen if you don't get the money from them? What's going to happen if your funding effort suddenly doesn't work that well? They might ask you those kind of questions. So you want to come back with the fact that you've thought about the risks that are involved in the business, and you have risk reduction strategies that are going to ensure that your business still stays on and you continue to make money for the future to come. So let me recap on what I've said, because the risk reduction strategy could actually be a game changer. It is a game changer if you're asked these questions and you can come back with the best answers. Actually, something else I must say right now is that when you're thinking about your business plan, in the first page or the second page of your plan, which is the executive summary, it should have your risk reduction strategies, or something you might actually as associated risks and solutions, or associated risks and risk reduction strategies. You must bring up the risks associated with your business. Even when you're going for funding and somebody doesn't ask you, you might want to bring it up to show that you actually know what you're doing, because it's a real game changer knowing that you know the risks and you've got solutions for those risks. So the plans to minimize your risk must be displayed. And finally, you've got to display the confidence in your ability to manage the risks and excel in whatever condition the business finds itself.